Alright, welcome to another gameplay video. This time we're looking at a different kind of brew. It says dragon still, but I kind of decided to take away or stray away from the pure ramp plan and decided to go for a little bit more of a mid-range tempo strategy. I feel like this attacks the meta pretty well, this kind of deck, because it has a good matchup against like aggro decks and like good control decks. And one of the main reasons I wanted to try this because of, I think Zell sort of gives these decks a new sort of chance at ending games faster than I guess normal. I mean, Zell allows you to sort of just burst out of nowhere, and that's sort of like a bit of a backbone of this deck right now. So let's go over the numbers. So first, I have 4 1-drops. I like that number a lot. I feel like you don't want too many 1-drops because it can like dilute your late game. And I found that 4 for me worked out really well. So I run the Ivory Dragons, which are really good because they cantrip when you have Overflow. And just a Goblin because you need the 4th one, and that's the only one that you can really play.
When I looked at this list, the only thing that kind of concerned me was you don't really have much draw.
Yeah, that's why I have cards like the Gourmet King or the Emperor, the Carrot guy, and I have cards like the Goblin Princess. They're just kind of like cards that are just like really good value. Like the Carrot always kind of keeps you. I mean, it's not insane, but you'll always have something, which is nice. Yeah, I agree. This is a little bit draw light, but a lot of these cards are really high value. Like the Fire Lizard's good, just like a good tempo play. Griffin Knight's a good tempo play, though it is like card disadvantage, but it's really strong tempo wise. Like Siegfried's are really good. Dragon Warriors are solid, and I don't know. I have a lot of really durable threats. Like I rely on Ouroboros as like my end game, and he's obviously like he just doesn't die ever unless they have a banish. And I don't know, like so far I haven't found draw to be an issue, but I could see it being a problem. But right now I just, again, like I found like this deck, at least this kind of style, attacks the meta really well right now, because a lot of decks are either Aggro Shadow and Ram Dragon are both really popular, and this deck is pretty good against both. I think like you can go toe to toe with Aggro Shadow and you just do bigger stuff than they do. And like Sibyl's just a nightmare for them to deal with. And against Ram Dragon, you can curve out on them and close out games with Zell and like Ouroboros. The nice bit of tech I have here is the Wyvern Cavalier. So you can do a turn 8 Ouroboros Storm with Zell, because you can make the Zell free. So you can play turn 8 Ouroboros and then play like a free Zell, and then like evolve the Zell and then going for 11. Yeah, that's kind of the tech right now. I run 1 Ina just because I wanted to try her out, see how she is. And Goblin Princess is just like a really good, solid value card. Like you get, and it's also the Goblin King is a nice Zell target as well. Like because it only costs 4, right? So on 6 you can play Goblin King and then Zell evolve, and then give him like a 5/5 Storm Ward, which I think is really strong. And you have Olivia just because you're really you kind of like Zell is important, so you want 1 Olivia just to like refill, because you do use your EP for stuff early just to like keep up with tempo. So yeah, so let's have a look at this game. This was against a sword deck.
Yeah, curious to see how it'll look in action.
I think if I remember correctly, this was a Gawain deck. You know Gawain, right? The new card that reduces the costs of your commanders. So I think I think he was built around this card, and this was, I don't know. I think this matchup really showed just like the power of tempo and having really strong finishers like Forte and Ouroboros. You know, so you can apply pressure early, and then you can let your finishers finish the game, and that's something I think it's just like super fundamental traditional CCG style of play. You know what I mean? Play a good curve and then play like strong finishers, and then like have your finishers, you know, finish the game. It's just like really, really like it just reminds me of like standard Magic, you know, just like how you want to play Magic. It's just like super fundamental.
Although I remember playing a lot of like when we do standard Magic, aggro decks would always just kind of stop their curve at 5.
Yeah.
So right, like that was the top. Anything above that, it was just like really inefficient.
Yeah. It's a little different in Shadowverse because you don't ever get mana screwed, right? You will always reach 10 mana if the game goes that long. So
you
here,
can't just get a bad draw then.
yeah, yeah, you can draw 2 top heavy, right? But this is why I like playing like just a good curve. Like you can just keep tempo, right? Even with a deck like Sword, even though he didn't have a really great start, like you can see just the power of having like a decent 1, 2, 3. It's like really, really hard for them to sort of keep up. But he's gonna try. So yeah, he Gawain's here. It's kind of scary. Like I have no idea what he's gonna pull out next, right? He can pull out any number of things because of just how that card works. Here I opt to Sybil because I wanted to ramp. I wanted to try to get to Ouroboros as fast as possible, and maybe I could have played Siegfried instead, but I was kind of feeling that I would want to Breath next turn. I don't know why. I just because I might play around the Otohime, so I just wanted to do it like this, just to give me Ouroboros a little faster, and also let me Breath this turn. And
yeah, when I seen your hand there, I thought right off the bat that you were gonna Siegfried there.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I want to have this turn to be the Breath turn, and then next turn I'll.
Look at this.
Yeah, so it's like. So it was like pretty lucky that this happened, right? But I know that, you know, the deck is gonna play cards like Otohime. I didn't really think about that card, but I was just thinking Otohime, and I wanted to Breath this turn. So then, yeah. But now I'm a little bit scared because he might still have Otohime. But at least I'll have Ouroboros, and Ouroboros is like a huge threat right now, right? Like he can't let that thing stick around. Like I can just basically probably so he plays Otohime. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call, but man, how do you deal with this now?
Well, you got old Boros over here. Like he's at 10, which is really nice for me, right? Because he has to deal with Ouroboros now. Like so, I can just, you know, like I just threaten him. Like he can't race me. Like it's just not gonna happen. So he has.
Yeah, they don't have any exile cards either.
No, they probably don't have an Odin, but this was kind of scary too. But it's not terrible because I know he has to kill Ouroboros. So it's not terrible for me. He makes a little misplay here. I think he shouldn't have done that. He should have. Yeah, he should have traded first and then attacked face, because now I actually gained that life back.
Just healed it.
Yeah, so that's not good for him.
Almost playing.
Yeah, but no matter. The train keeps coming, so I just play him out. I was thinking about evolving here, and I probably should have, now that I think about it a bit more on hindsight, just because. But I was just kind of like, you know, deal with this.
Olivia in hand too.
Yeah, I have Olivia. I probably should have evolved here, but so he does it properly this time. But then yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, so I wasn't too worried. But still, this was a really nice draw. See, this lets me do some pretty cool stuff. This lets me make my Siegfried cost 2, so I can get rid of his front guard general with Fire Lizard. It was a pretty cool little sequence there, I thought. So here I evolve my Siegfried just because I want to diversify, and plus I kind of realize now I should probably just use my EP just because I have Olivia in hand. But yeah, right? Look, like my hand, I feel like so confident right now. Like my hand is just, it's like, how does he, I don't, it's like, for me, at least from my perspective, I don't think there's really any possible way he can win. But that was a pretty decent draw. Alwedas. so here I just go for Ouroboros just because it's like the most threatening thing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's just like, it just does so much work.
Sword really doesn't have too many ways to recover from this, like, this kind of pressure.
Yeah, right. And like Ouroboros is just it's a really interesting threat because you never ever it's like so hard to get rid of. Like you actually need to play Odin because I don't think a deck like Sword can beat Ouroboros, because if it gets to a point where everybody's kind of stable and equal, that like Ouroboros just would run away with the game because yeah, so he just kind of like just passes and I don't know, gives me a face kill.
Just start running Odins, right?
I mean, I would expect to see more Odins because yeah, I mean, it's a big threat, but at the same time, that's just the way the meta is right now. Not a lot of people are running Odins because everybody's trying to beat different decks. Like the two big decks right now are Aggro Shadow and Ramp Dragon, and Odin is not good against either of those decks.
Surprised it's not Aegis Haven.
Aegis is good, but it still loses to, you know, Aggro Shadow. Aggro Shadow like just wrecks Haven, I think, because of the new skeleton Prince Catacomb creature. But yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.